Alright, so starting tomorrow, October 7th, Bungie is going to be adding a few things from Fireteam Ops to Pinnacle Ops. So Arena Contest of Elders is one of them. The two Onslaughts, so Midtown and Widow's Court. Not that. And the Coil. So already did the Coil. Don't recommend doing it solo. It takes quite a bit of time. And yeah, Onslaught, Widow's Court. So I'm going to do Contest of Elders. See how it is. I definitely wouldn't recommend doing this solo either. You would want Pressure Cooker on there, but it only gives you 29 minutes to do it. And this run took me a little over 40 minutes. So you could probably do it a little bit faster than that solo, but I don't think you could get it under the 29 minutes unless there's some kind of cheese or skips you can do. But yeah, definitely not worth doing solo, because without that time bonus, I think I got like a C rating. Not even worth. So with a team, it might be worth it. It's 2 players, you can probably cut that in half, maybe even a little bit faster, so around 20 minutes. And then with 3 players, possibly like 15 minutes, but it wouldn't be worth it unless you can get A ranking. So running the same class as always, Hammer of Soul, Sunbreaker Titan, Soul Invictus, Roaring Flames, Empyrean, Ashes, Resolve, Searing with Ashen Wake and High Grenade Stat for improved fusion grenades that do massive damage, and basically infinite grenades as long as you're getting kills with them. So 3 red bar health enemies or 1 yellow bar health enemy kill, you'll get the grenade right back. So basically infinite grenades. But yeah, I thought I did these Prison of Elders back in the day when I'm pretty sure this arena stuff was introduced a long time ago, but running it through it here, this is not what I remember, so I don't know if I did this or not before. Unless they changed it since when they first introduced it. So I remember doing this with my friends a long time ago, but it wasn't anything like this, so. So yeah, this first section is just getting kills. But definitely need to rethink the timers on this one, because in the portal it says 40 minutes, but they only give you 29-minute time limit. So something's not adding up there. Probably be okay for a group, but definitely not solo. And it's not very well designed either, I don't think. I don't really like this Prison of Elders because they repeat the same rooms multiple times. Same mechanics multiple times. It's like, it seems a bit unnecessary, you know? Either have unique mechanics and unique rooms, unique enemies each fight, or just cut it down. Repeating the same rooms and same mechanics just seems like unnecessary waste of time, you know? Even the Coil, like there's 3 different sections you can do, but you have to run four times, so one of them's gonna repeat at least once. Like, just cut it down to 3. Why do you have to do it 4 times? If you have 3 unique rooms, just have them do 3 runs. But even then, I would still prefer they cut it down in just one section. Maybe not for Pinnacle Ops, but like solo ops, especially if they were to move it into solo ops, just do 1 section, 1 like 10-minute section.
Thinks that is unfair.
I don't know how they would split this up if they were to move it into solo ops like that. Just 1 section at a time, I guess. 1 boss anyway, 1 boss room, but the way it's set up here, you just keep traversing the same areas back and forth multiple times. Not very enjoyable, you know? And the enemies get progressively harder too, so like some of the end enemies are pretty rough. Without the Grenadier modifier, I don't know I don't know if it'd be a good idea to try this solo, because once you run out of the timer, you run out of revives too, so you can't die. I died a couple times in this, just blowing myself up with my own grenades, but once that timer runs out, you can't die at all. I came close a couple times, so without that grenadier melting the bosses, I don't know if it'd even be manageable. Solo. It would be pretty tough. So yeah, this one, you just kill the enemy with those power units and then blow up the generators, but you gotta find them around the room. Some of them aren't that easy to see. They don't always like give you an indicator where they are. Unstable cores. We go to the generators. There was one right in the corner over there. Gotta worry about killing all these enemies too, because they just keep respawning too, so just gotta clear them out to make it a little bit easier, but they just keep coming endlessly. Looking for the last generator. That doesn't really count as a melee, does it? At least you can throw your grenades while you got this, otherwise... Oh, there it is right there. Hidden in the roof. I just went straight through all the enemies. Die there, so I had to pop super just in case. Still gotta kill all the enemies, even once you kill the bosses, you gotta kill all the little guys too. Gotta clear the whole room. Stuck on the stairs. Like they're still spawning more enemies too, it's kind of weird. Oh, you just gotta wait the timer, that's what it is. They just keep coming for another 10 seconds, and once the timer's done, you're done, I guess. Just figured I would see how this is, since they're going to add it to Pinnacle Ops, but definitely not worth as a solo player. Could be worth in a group, but unless they make changes to it, definitely not worth as a solo player. The Coil might be once they make all the bonus drops at the same power level as the completion rewards on October 14th, but this one, I don't think so. They gotta adjust the timer, they gotta do all kinds of stuff. Probably not designed to play it solo though, but... even teams who aren't the greatest might have difficulty as well. They're not running the best loadouts and weapons and stuff, might be kind of tough, especially if the modifiers aren't that great for the whatever builds they're running. I wouldn't even bother with this without Grenadier. No way. You gotta move, but then you gotta stay still to activate stuff. Makes sense, man. So this one, you just gotta find these little explosive canisters around the map. Gather all 6. While dealing with the enemies and the immune boss. Keep shooting at you. Once you got all 6, you go hack this thingamajig. Oh, that guy spawned right in front of me in my grenade throw. Nice. That's the first death. But not the last. You gotta stay in the circle to get the progress going. Progress stopped the moment I got out of it. So gotta go back in the circle and hold it until arming progress is complete, but then you gotta get out of it because it's gonna blow up. So once it's 100%, you gotta get out of there. Otherwise, it's gonna blow you up. Now he's damageable, so now you attack. Oh man. He dodged it by jerking around. Yeah. I guess if you don't kill him fast enough, you gotta do those capture points. Luckily, Grenadier modifier with those fusion grenades wipes him out pretty quick. Yeah, all the rewards I got a lot of rewards from these chests. You get a chest basically after every section, and then you get a lot of drops too, but they're all 540. So, not worth. I did get a 540 exotic engram, but I don't know if that's guaranteed or not either. But I didn't get anything from the final chest because probably got a C rating because it ran out of time and it didn't give it very many points either. So I think I missed some of like the bonus objectives in some of the rooms. Like it says, weapon killed, progress. So that might have something to do with the score. I only have 1 point right now. Definitely something missed there, you know? So I think at the end of it I only had like 404 points. 404 score total, so something's not right there, for sure. Either I'm missing the objectives or the points just aren't counting the way they're supposed to. But something doesn't seem right with Prison of Elders, so. Moving into Pinnacle Ops gives better rewards, so Pinnacle Ops drops are better than Fireteam Ops, but if it doesn't even work the way it's supposed to, it's glitched out, it's not worth running at all. So I think Bungie needs to take a look at it. So once you kill enough of these guys, just damage the servitor, but you can't kill it. But once you get it down to enough damage, it goes immune, and then you just finish killing everybody else. Thought I had a grenade there, but did not. Yeah. Solar Hunger and Grenadier is a good combination. Solar Hunger is actually a buff, even though it's a challenge modifier. As long as you're getting solar kills, your solar abilities come back a lot faster. Pairs well with Grenadier and Ashen Wake.
You work for me, and I help.
I wish Bungie would let you pick any of the modifiers out of their entire catalog once you hit 550, because after grinding so much, like, you need something extra to keep you coming back grinding for more. 'Cause when the modifiers aren't great, I don't even really play that much other than the daily stuff, so They should give you access to the entire catalog once you hit 550. And honestly, they should bring back the bugged damage weapons too. That was some of the most fun I've had. When they had the damage sword that did like 250 times damage. You had no sword ammo and you did a jump light attack. And then the Sturm and Drang bug gave you 4 times ability damage. That was actually fun, you know? I played probably the most during that time. It was the most enjoyable for me, you know, power fantasy after grinding levels, maxing out your level, getting all the best gear and weapons, but only to get weaker. So all the endgame content just makes it harder where you're weaker, you know? Doesn't make any sense. Spend all that time increasing your power level, grinding the best gear and weapons, only to get a negative 40 or a negative 50, where you're just super weak. It's not very enjoyable. I'm sure some people enjoy that kind of challenge, but I don't like that at all. Like, the least enjoyable time for me was like the mythic negative 50 content. Just makes you so weak, you do so little damage, but you take massive damage from all the enemies. That's not really enjoyable. It's supposed to be like the guardian of mankind, you know? You've defeated the greatest threats to humanity, including literal gods, but you only get weaker as you progress through the power levels. I killed myself again. Second time. Doesn't make any sense at all. Whereas doing massive damage, even if it's crazy damage like the sword and the bug Sturm and Drang abilities, feeds into that power fantasy, you know? Makes you feel powerful. That's what you want to feel. Bungie should like buff at least a few of the niche exotics that nobody uses. Give them like 10 times damage or something for a week. That way people actually use them, pull them out of their vault, or try to obtain them. There's so many exotics that I have that I don't use because they're not worth using. There's no incentive to use them, you know? So every week, just massively buff a couple of the exotics that aren't getting any love. That way people use them, and then they should even add like modifiers in the portal for like massive boosts to certain weapon archetypes, so like assault rifles, SMGs, that kind of stuff every day. Just to get people using different stuff, you know? And then if you're lucky enough, maybe with that daily modifier on top of the weekly exotic, you can get like them combination together. So if it's 10 times damage for weapon type and 10 times damage for an exotic, it could be like 20 times if it's additive, or even 100 times damage if it's multiplicative. So you could do some massive damage if you're lucky enough to get that right combo with the daily weapon modifier and the weekly exotic. People might argue that it would break the game, but in a fun way, you know? So once you hit 550, you've been grinding so much, like there's really nothing left to do. The only thing that could actually bring you back to play everything all over again is crazy broken stuff. So yeah. This one, same thing. Instead of breaking the generators, you gotta throw them at the ship to destroy the ship, but keep missing, you know? Can't throw it very high, so you got to get high enough. But that's too low. That would get me to play. I don't know if that would get everybody to play, but I mean, people who like the like the challenge of -50, that kind of stuff, don't necessarily have to interact with it. They don't have to choose the exotics. They don't have to choose the modifiers. But people like me who need something new, something exciting, that would actually get me playing, you know? Something totally broken. Just wipe through enemies, wipe through bosses. It'll get me to play a lot more. And it might get other players to play content that they might think is too difficult or too time consuming otherwise, so they might avoid certain content. But with those crazy damage buffs, it might actually get them to interact with more of the game that is on offer, you know? Some of the most fun times are the broken stuff. And obviously you have to do it in a little bit more controlled section, so there's stuff like PvP you gotta worry about. Maybe just keep it behind modifiers so that it doesn't affect PvP or something. But the weekly exotics, I mean, it might actually get people playing PvP too. If certain weapons are one-shot weapons, then everybody just go in and one-shot everything. You know? Everybody's on the same playing field as long as they have the weapons. But definitely need something to keep things going, because once I hit 550, I pretty much just stopped playing altogether. Once that grind was over, I was just done with it. Did everything multiple times, you know? No real incentive to keep going. So they definitely need to give you some kind of incentive to keep playing, especially after you hit 550, otherwise it's just the same stuff over and over again, you know? They gotta mix it up somehow. If you're gonna do the same content over and over again, you gotta give different ways to approach it. That completely changed the experience. It has to be vastly different, otherwise it's not enough.
Further instruction. Instruction deployed.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure they use every room in this at least twice, so they could cut this down by half without losing anything. I mean, putting different enemies in the same room doesn't really change. Doesn't really change much, you know? Still the same concept, kill the enemies. And then whoever came up with these brims, these flying things that fly all around, shoot you and yell at you to disorient you and slow you. I don't think they've ever played a game in their entire lives. That's the most like annoying, unfun enemy type there is. Thought I had a grenade there again. These guys at least fly a little low, but when they're flying really high in the air, it can be quite annoying. Dodged it. Went right through his arms. Any mechanics that cause you to lose control of your character in a first-person shooter is not a good mechanic. it doesn't really add challenge, it's just annoying. Annoying mechanics are not fun.
Not yet.
Yeah, the first time I ran this, I ran it with the pressure cooker modifier, and I ran out of time on this room, so pretty sure I ran out of time in this room too. But you just gotta pick up these little diamond things with the laser light shooting at them, and then dunk it in the arrow thing. Gotta deal with all these stupid flying Grims who are shooting you and yelling at you and freezing you in place. And this should be the final room, because you gotta do everything all over again. So everything you went through, and then you come back here. This is the final room, but you gotta do this twice, so this should actually be the cutoff point. This should be the end. No point doing it all over again. To only come back here again for the final boss. Yeah, you gotta get all 12, so. Can't have ammo. I don't think there's 12 available, you just gotta get the ones that are there and then dunk them, and then more will spawn. I think you can only hold 3 at a time too. You can get more than 1 at a time, but I think you can only hold 3 at a time. I thought that guy frozen in time was still alive. I don't know what happened to him, but he's like frozen there. Melee freezing you in place too, great. No revives now. Not even halfway. More than halfway in the timer, but this is basically the halfway point.
Judged a victor.
I guess not, because
Said
only have like 13 more minutes, so. But you do have to come back here again after repeating some of the other same rooms again. At least this section is new. Just gotta go up. Didn't know where I was going at first, but just gotta go up. It looked like a new area, but it brings you back to the same room again. Been here before already. It's going in a circle.
Hive sparkle on their way towards.
At least the fight is different, slightly. Just gotta kill all three of the, whatever those guys are, but first guy you just have to damage, and then you gotta activate the bell to be able to damage the second one. Can't stay in that poison too long though. It hurt you. I dodged it, but the explosive damage still got him. You gotta crunch them, otherwise they come back. And then open up the well to be able to damage the last guy. Punch him too, and that's it.
Prepare yourselves for judgment.
Yeah. All these rewards were tier 5s then, 550.
No rest.
It might be worthwhile, but
Yes.
since they're all 10 under power and not even tier 5, it's pointless loot, you know? Hey look, same room again, third time. Now we got war beasts. Oh, whiffed that by a mile. And then locked on to the totem and not the guy. Anyways, right now my score is only 403 after clearing how many rooms? I think something's wrong with the scoring, man. So you would need like 10,000 points plus the bonus timer with all the bonus modifiers to be able to get an A. So 400 points ain't gonna cut it, even if you did it in record time. So I don't think they tested this one, man. Hopefully moving it to Pinnacle Ops, people will try and be like, hey, something's wrong with this, man. And hopefully they fix it, because it ain't worth otherwise. I like how it's still short-circuited when I was running. I was sprinting, but it's you're not moving. Hey look, the same room with the same mechanics again. It's just we got a tank. A walker tank instead of a dude. Again, just collect the explosive canisters, all 6 of them, and then once you have all 6, go to the spot to hack. That'll blow it up. You can get out of it before it blows up, and then you can damage the boss. Same as last time. Nothing new. Thought there was a guy there, but there was not. Got bamboozled. This time I'm not going to throw a grenade here in case somebody spawns right in front of me like the last guy. I can't die, no revives. Oh, there he is. Just got to stay in the circle for arming progress to go to 100%. And then get out of there before it blows up. The boss should be damageable. Although that did nothing. Better to just crit. Crit the legs to open up the red thing and then shoot the red thing. You gotta clear all the enemies again. Even though the boss is dead, you gotta kill everybody. Oh, once you kill that guy, you gotta destroy that thingy. That's why he kept coming back. I thought it was a different guy every time. Good to know.
No rest. Not yet.
Okay, now I think it's the final boss room fight. Same room we were just in with all the flying things, but just going around a different path to get to the same spot, apparently. It's a weird looking room, but you don't go that way, you go back into this room. Same but different. Hey, look at that iPad. Coming into the same room but from a different door. Cool, man. Same mechanics. Residence disruptions. Grab these things and then dunk them in the center of it. I guess doing that dunk freezes, kills the enemies but freezes them in a state of never disappearing. I can't pick up the fourth, so can only hold 3 at a time apparently. Knock me off. I don't think the floor will kill you, but it looks like it might hurt you. Damage the boss time, except he disappeared it. And I'm frozen and can't move. Like I missed the shoulder charge, even though I bumped right into him. Gotta love all the freezing and the screams that disorient you and slow you down. Like how many annoying mechanics can we put into one section? Yes. That's Bungie's answer. At least killing the final boss ends it. You don't have to kill all the other enemies again, but 403 points, you know? So I don't think that's working as intended. It would help if Bungie actually tested any of this stuff, you know? Before just putting it out there and be like, yep, good to go. Hey guys, we're adding this to Pinnacle Ops even though it's completely broken. Have fun. Got all this treasure.
Good to work with the House of Light again.
Except nothing's in this chest. Literally gave me nothing.
Of course. You're as much a part of the city as anyone. That said,
So yeah, 404 points not gonna cut it.
Guardian, you smell like jet fuel and basil.
830 kills. C ranking. Great. Not worth, you know? Time limit's 28 minutes. That's even worse. I thought it was 29, but yeah. Definitely not worth so